Hey there everyone, hope you're doing well. It's been a little while since I made a video. I don't really make too many. I wanted to make one today though because as you can see from the title, I got a new guitar and I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, I always love to get a new guitar, but this one is something I've really been wanting for a long time and I just never got it for no good reason other than, I would kind of get obsessed with something else. I've got myself a Vintera II Stratocaster, the 60s edition. I'm excited because this is my first proper Stratocaster. I've owned some Strats before. I never a Fender Strat. Like I had a Warmouth I did a long time ago. My main Strat is an old Fernandez Revival, like early 80s, like RST-80 Revival, which is an amazing guitar. But as you can see, it's got the humbucker set up. So that's all the Strats I've ever had. I've always kind of had it as a humbucker, single coil. I've never had a proper Strat, and that is until yesterday. I really wanted one, but again, just never got around to getting it. So what I'd like to do today is to, take a quick look. I'm not going to be doing like a review on this. You can find like people who make really good reviews on guitars and know what they're doing. I'm just a guy in his basement. But I do want to get some sound samples. This is a beautiful guitar. I just got it yesterday. I'm so happy to see Rosewood back. It's totally aesthetic, I get it, but I don't know, I think there's something ingrained in my brain from, childhood or something, who knows, like just Rosewood boards, just something I've always really been drawn to. But anyhow, this is the 60s edition, so it's got, I guess, the 60s voiced pickups. You're gonna have your vintage 6-screw bridge, again, all the stuff I'm sure you already know. You already know because you've been looking at this guitar. So what I wanted to do, because this guitar fills a hole in my, stable of guitars. I'm typically, I've got the humbucker Strat you saw there, but I'm typically like a Les Paul, really a Les Paul Jr. guy. Like my favorite guitar is it's like a refinish I did, that was done on a 2010 Billy Joe Armstrong. Put a Tyson Tone P90 on it. This is my main guitar. If I want to jam, I'm just grabbing this. It's just, I can just forever play this thing forever. It's fantastic. Anybody who has played a Junior, can attest to how fun these guitars can be. But that's not why we're here. We're here to look at this. Now, like I said, this filled like a hole in what I typically play. My Gibson gives me a lot of that nice dirty sound. I do have my Telly, or my Esquire back here that I'll talk about in a second. And, that's been a really fun addition as well. But I didn't have anything with that Strat, just that chimey bell, just whatever sound, that Strat sound. And so I went out yesterday. Actually, I went the day before to look, and I came across this one. I knew that I was interested in the Vintera. Just, again, I don't know, maybe I'm like just the sales pitches work on me, I suppose. Just like the aesthetic of the guitar looked great. Like just the idea of a classic voiced Strat. So anyways, I went in yesterday and played it some more, and I wanted this some more. And I was comparing it to some other things they had at the shop. One being an American Professional 2, which I was like, literally, I was this close. It was between the two. I'm still actually not even 100% sure that I don't want to go back for that one. I haven't peeled anything off of this. I've got a few days before, you know, return window. But I think in the end, this is what felt right to me, and I'm most likely going to hold on to this. I didn't like some people might think this is stupid, but it didn't appeal. The sound of the pickups in that American Professional did not appeal to me as much as the pickups in here. Now, is it a better value, or whatever? Value is not the word for any of these guitars. They all cost incredible amounts of money these days. But in terms of what you get, I know there's the hard shell case. I was really intrigued by the push-push button to kind of bring the neck and bridge together and neck and middle position together. And so that's kind of swimming around in my mind right now. Should I go back, you know, swap this out for one of those, just, you know, changing the pickups or something. On the other hand, I could easily keep these pickups and just do a push-push and add the treble bleed to this and call it a day. And I think that's what I'm probably going to do. Anyways, you're not here for any of this. So what I'm going to do is, for those who are considering this Vintera, I'm gonna go through and just record really, really short samples of each of the pickup configurations. So from, you know, forward, which I'm just gonna call 1, all the way back to the bridge, which will be 5. So I'm gonna try and do 3 things. Just one sort of just chord progression thing. Second, I'll do a really simple like scale lick, just a little tiny something. And then lastly, maybe like a piece of a song that, you know, most of you are gonna know from back in the day, back in the 90s. But anyways, just to be able to get an idea, if you're not able to get to the store and check one of these out, because I mean, I certainly scour YouTube for these videos when I'm interested in something, and there's many great videos on this. They tend to be, you know, with people who are very talented on the guitar, and there's like a lot of just impressive guitar work, and I think that's great. I didn't see as much stuff with just more simplified, just basic chords, you know, no effects whatsoever. So let me actually talk about that. I'm just recording right through. I've got a 1978 Marshall JMP. This is JMP 50. It's the 50 watt. The high input gain, or 1, is modded. So that's like, it's kind of like hot rodded. It's got a gain stage added to it. So I'm not using that one in this. I'm plugging into the low input there. And that's not a modded channel. That's just the Marshall itself. Things are pretty close to 12 o'clock. I think, God, I didn't even bother to switch it from my Fernandez Strat, the humbucker Strat settings. So, you know, bass is about 6, mid's about a little past 4. Looks like treble's just about 6. If you know how these work, I've got my volume 1. This is a really loud amp. It's only 50 watts, but it's incredibly loud, and this isn't a big room. Got that around 1.5. And my volume 2, which is more like my gain, like kind of breakup, I've got about 6.5 or 7. Nothing crazy at all. So that is going direct from the guitar to the amp to Pro Tools. I am putting no effects on this whatsoever. Let's see, mics, I'm just doubling. I've got a MD421 Sennheiser, and I've got, you know, your tried and true SM57. I've got those in at a little angle setup. The cabinet, these are V30s. The basket weave is just like, I just did that a couple years ago. This is just an old AV cabinet from like the early 90s that I've got. Has the old Marshall branded V30s in it. So that, like I said, is going right into Pro Tools. No effects, no compression. No, I'm not going to put anything on it. I probably should make a video with some of that stuff, but this is just pretty much what the guitar sounds like straight out through the amp, recorded off these two mics. Okay, so I'll put timestamps in for everything. Like I said, I'm going to go through each pickup configuration, and I'm just playing little snippets at a time, just so you can, just listen to how it goes. Now for fun, at the end, I've also gonna get out my Esquire, which is an incredibly fun guitar. This, I just did the Fender watermark because why not? It's just living in my basement. This is an MJT body and paint up. The neck is from Musikraft. This is my favorite neck to play on. I think just because it's so different. It's a soft V. I'm sure you can't tell in here, but this is a deep neck. It's just so comfortable to play on. Anyhow, the pickup. Oh man, I should have prepped myself. I'll put the name of the pickup on here. Lord, it's a lap wrap, but I can't think. It's escaping me. I didn't do my homework. It's been a couple years since I put this in. I'll put his name on the screen, and I do apologize for not knowing off the top of my head, but this is a fantastic pickup. Now, this is not set up as Telly. This is an Esquire. You notice there's no like neck pickup here. It's just everything's going through the lap wrap here. So positions on this are different than a Telly. Normally, like, your front position is your neck, mid position is both, and rear position is bridge. On this one, the neck position on the old Esquires used to be like, there were like no high frequencies in there at all. It was almost like a bass tone. It was kind of unusable. So what I did, I saw people doing something called the cocked wah sound, I believe is what they called it. So I used some capacitors and just took away some of the high-end frequency. It gets more of like a honky sort of sound. It's a pretty cool sound. Middle position on this is the pickup with the tone engaged. So like the tone knob, can work with it. And then in the rear position, that's just the pickup, the tone knob taken out of the circuit. So it's just the pickup 100%, like tapped nerve raw. So I just put that in just to kind of, for a little bit of fun at the end, just to see how they compare. Because these, of course, Telly is very different than a Strat in many ways, and that's true in this case too. All right. So if you've ever seen any of my other videos, I talk way too much before I get started. So that's why I'll put the timestamps in. I'll go ahead and play a few things here. If there's anything else you'd like to see regarding the guitar, if you have any questions about it, I'm happy to try and answer them. Just leave comments below. Let's see how the results come out and see what we think, okay? Thanks, guys.
Thank